Shalom, peace and blessings. My name is Nuriah Yasha'Allah, and this is the Light of the Lord Prophecy Channel. So first, thank you all for coming back to the channel. I am super grateful for how the channel is growing. It's all praises and all thanks. All praises and all thanks to Yah, because it's him elevating the channel. It's him growing the channel. It's him spreading the message towards more people. So I'm 100% grateful to the Most High for this channel growing and the message and the prophecy of the Lord being put in front of those who he sees fit, who he wills it, and those who are actually receptive to hearing the voice of the Lord. So with that being said, this video is going to be sort of a continuation of the Civil War series. And I say the Civil War series. When I speak of the Civil War, I'm talking solely about the Civil War in America, Babylon, United States, whatever you want to call it, but the landmass of America. Civil War will break out again like it did in the past. And I have to, go back and make an actual video form of some of the dreams Yah gave me pertaining to Civil War in the past. About maybe some of these dreams is almost like 5+ years old, maybe even 7 to 8 years old. So I've had some of these dreams a very long time ago. And now we've gotten to the point to where Yah is now tasking me with going back, preparing these videos, preparing these messages, preparing this information to come out and to be spread across YouTube, TikTok, all of these other different outlets, because this time is coming soon. This time is very soon. And this is not only meant to warn those who are wherever stage in their walk with Yah, whether they have a non-existent walk, whether they are lukewarm. This is a warning to those of you, but this to the righteous, those who are seeking righteousness, those who are seeking a true relationship with Yah, those who are truly seeking a path of repentance. This is not meant to make you afraid. This is not information meant to make you feel shaken or stirred in the way of, oh my gosh, what do we do now? If anything, this information should be of enlightenment, wisdom, I would say, as far as knowing exactly what it's going to be like in these days, so that your mind is not frazzled, if I could put it in that way. Your mind is not frazzled with some of the things that a lot of us are going to witness, how society in America is going to be, how things are going to look. A lot of people first are going to be destroyed mentally when they see that a famine has hit and they don't have the ability to walk into a grocery store to get food, or they see a lot of these atrocities that I'll go over in a second. Their mind is just going to just crack because they can't take the mental process of it all. It's more than just being physically able to, run and jump and skip and being very fit to be able to go through a world that looks pretty apocalyptic. It's more than just being physically able to do it. You also have to be mentally strong. So this is wisdom for the righteous, so that you all are prepared for what you're going to see. And you are now that you have this information ahead of time, you take this information to Yah and you ask him, how do you prepare? These things are not judgments for the righteous. These things, let me say this again, these are not judgments for the righteous. Very similar to when Yah was judging Egypt. Israel was protected. when calamity came upon the land of Egypt, Yah's people were protected from these things. There was a seal or sign put upon them with the red blood that was dashed on the front of their doors when all of these calamities was coming upon the land of Egypt, that these people are of Yah. These are not to be touched. And it's going to be the same way in these times ahead. There's going to be people, Yah's people, that are not going to have to go through, being eaten alive, or, being, tortured and raped and all of these different things as a result of judgment being brought upon the land. So with that being said, I want you all to take this information not in fear. Do not let these things have you in a place of, oh my gosh, this is how it's going to be. You take this to Yah and you say, Yah, I understand how it's going to be. I understand how it's going to look. How do I prepare now? How do I prepare spiritually? Am I lacking in faith? Is there an open door in my life that I need to close? Is it some sort of sin that I'm battling unknowingly, whether I'm allowing idols to intrude in my life? Do I idolize certain things unknowingly? You need to take this time to reflect on your own walk with Yah, and to make sure that you're very grounded and you're very unmovable and unshakable in his presence for the days ahead. Prophecy is meant to give the person a sense of self-evaluation. When Yah speaks his word and speaks his judgment that is coming forward, you are supposed to make sure, how do I not be on the brunt of that judgment? How do I not be in the mix? How do I not be on the receiving end of that judgment? How can I separate myself from the world? How can I set myself apart from those who will receive this judgment? It's supposed to be a time of self-evaluation, a time of seeking repentance and developing a stronger relationship with Yah. So with that being said, like I mentioned, I posted this dream, the black horse dream. I posted it. At this point, it's been maybe about a year when I posted it, but I had the dream for some time. It's been at least 3 or 4 years since I had that dream. To give you a brief recap, because that dream is very detailed, and I really urge you all to take some time to listen to that dream. But in that dream, one of the things that I noticed was civil war had broken out at the beginning of the dream. And there was a lot of divisions that were magnified between the people. So the divisions that we currently have now, where there is racial divisions, there are, gender divisions as far as non-binary, binary, all this crazy stuff like that. There's divisions between partisanship. So Democrats, Republican, Libertarians, all this new stuff that they're coming out with now. Just all of these different divisions among the people that are going to be magnified during the Civil War. In a previous prophetic video, Yah was given the prophecy that he was going to magnify and stir up the people on a greater level. So these divisions that we currently see today, racial divisions, gay versus straight, all these different things is going to be magnified. People are going to be spiritually stirred up. So in that dream, the black horse dream, I seen that there were people fighting about just anything you can imagine within all of these divisions. And specifically in the dream, me and my husband, we were being chased by white people. That's just what it was. We were being chased by white people because of our race. Because of our race, they were pursuing us to, of course, kill us, destroy us. It was lawlessness during that time. So I want to also urge you that during the Civil War, when this thing pops off, there is going to be so much lawlessness. So what does that mean? What does that look like? That means that your everyday 911 caller, the system that you have to call to that patches in the police officer and the ambulance and the firefighters and all of that whole system is going to collapse entirely, because one is going to be too much. It's going to be too much. After a while, it's going to be too much for that whole system as a whole to be able to answer every single call. And you have to also understand that these are actual people, literal people, human beings like me and you, that also have families, that also have loved ones. Do you think in that day when everything is collapsing that they're going to want to service you over going back to check on great granny or their children or their mother or their father? Everyone is going to be on a everyone's for themselves tip. So with that being said, it was so much lawlessness because no one was there was no enforcement to enforce the law. And the people of that time, the people in this era, the Civil War era, knew that. Not only that, it was called the Black Horse Dream because it was the famine was actually intertwined in the Civil War period. So during the Civil War period, there is going to be a famine. So the famine and the Civil War, you can expect that to be a package deal. So when the Civil War pops off, expect that the famine is right along with it. When the famine comes, expect the Civil War to be right along with it. It is a package deal. If you all listened to that dream already, or if you're going to listen to it, one of the key points of that whole dream was that for the righteous, for the elect, this is the hope. With all of this stuff, all of this chaos going on, what does it mean for those who follow Yah? What does it mean for those who follow the Messiah? What does it mean for us? In that dream, the whole key purpose of that dream was not to hammer down so much on the point of the actual Civil War in that dream, but that direction of that video was focused on the hope as far as Yah protecting his people during those times. When the famine is upon the land, the thing is that you all have to have a level of faith that is unwavering and is not doubting, meaning that when you find yourself in difficult positions, you have to have a level of faith that is like, I know this situation looks difficult. I know it seems like we don't have not a bean in the pantry, not a rice droplet in the pantry, not a bag, a can of nothing. We don't have anything. You have to have a level of faith. In that moment, I will still serve him. I will still obey him. I will still worship him. And I know that he will take care of our needs. He's not going to allow you all to starve to death. Hear the word of the Lord. He's not going to allow you to starve to death. You, as your job, you have to have a level of faith. Like, I know things look tough right now, but I have to stay grounded in what I know Yah has said, what I know Yah has spoken. I know that when the Civil War breaks out, that Yah is going to protect me and my children. Yah is going to protect you. If you are sincerely and truly seeking Yah continually, your heart, your everything is in this walk with him. You're not sidestepping. You're not half in this, half out of this. You're fully entrenched in this walk with him. Yah has you covered and Yah has you protected. With that being said, that was the recap of the Black Horse Dream. Is that, like I mentioned, there's going to be lawlessness in this Civil War. There's going to be divisions of the people magnified on a greater level. And that famine is going to be hand in hand with the Civil War. Now, moving on to another dream that I had. And I had this dream, like I mentioned, about 7 or 8 years ago. And in this dream, I was in my hometown. And I live in the deep South. I live in the deep South. And if anyone is from the deep South, you know that we have a lot of racism here. There's still a lot of sundown towns, etc. So one of the things that was magnified specifically in my particular hometown was race. And in this dream, I was in a very, I would say, known part of my city. There's a bridge that you have to utilize to come in and out of our city, and it's over a body of water. And usually people who are coming from Texas use this bridge to come into our area. So in this particular part of the dream, I was near that bridge because there's also a beach there. And as I'm observing everything, I'm seeing all of this chaos break out. I'm seeing all of this chaos break out. And I see that all of the white people have on red attire. And the best way I can explain it, it looked at like Bloods versus Crips, but I know it had nothing to do with Bloods versus Crips. It's just the attire that they wore. They wore all red everything, red bandanas, red, shirts, red everything. And they had on, a lot of them had on like the motorcycle biker jacket attire. And then I seen the side where it was all black people, and they had on all blue, and they had on the blue bandanas, the blue shirts, and just all of the blue gear, right? This dream, I was seeing that the red side, the white people, and the black people were warring with each other. They were warring against each other, and it was very, very vicious. It was very, very vicious. As a bystander, I'm just watching this happen, and they're just fighting each other. But as I'm observing the blue side, I'm seeing the blue side, and this has nothing to do with Republicans and Democrats. I know that that's both their colors and stuff, but it was showing that there was a difference in between the two. Spiritually, that's what the dream was showing, that there was a difference between the two sides, the ideas and the two mindsets, etc. Now, the blue side, I'm watching them be supernaturally, how can I explain it? There was something supernatural from Yah. When I say supernatural, I'm saying Yah was pushing the blue side in a way to where they were overcoming the red side very, very disproportionately. Like, it was absolutely no way that the red side would have been able to overcome the blue side. It looked like from the dream, Yah was making the blue side stronger to be able to go against the red side, if that makes sense. And I know people hear this and they're like, oh my gosh, you're trying to say God is racist, and that is not what I'm saying. This is not about racism, or this is not about, I'm telling you what I saw in the dream, one, and I'm also letting you know that it is no secret at all. It's absolutely no secret at all at this point. There is overwhelming research. There's overwhelming historical documentation. There's overwhelming archaeological documentation that shows that the people that are in America, the black, so-called black people, they are the true descendants of the biblical Israelites. But the thing is that now Babylon as a nation is coming into her judgment. Her judgment is coming into fulfillment. With that being said, the 400 years are up. The righteous of the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the righteous, are going to be empowered. They're going to be strengthened. They're going to be protected supernaturally. I've had multiple dreams of this, that his people are going to be protected on a supernatural level, just like our ancestors were back in the days when Egypt was being judged. If you think this is a point of contention for you to debate about what I'm saying in this moment, that is between you and Yah. But I'm sharing to you what the facts will be during that time, is that Yah's people will be supernaturally protected. The righteous remnant, keyword, the righteous remnant. You cannot continue to be in your wickedness. You cannot continue to be so far away from Yah and proclaim yourself as an enemy of Yah, and be so into the world and so into Babylon and so into the ways of your oppressor, to believe that in those days you will be under that same protection as the righteous remnant. You're going to fall underneath the same judgment. Also, for those of other nations, you will be protected as well if you follow Yah as well. It's not about race. But Yah is not going to allow the oppressor to keep oppressing in these times. So I'm going to split it off here because I don't want to make these videos really more than 30 minutes. I want to keep them at around 30 minutes. So I'll come back with another 30-minute sort of video. But specifically, the wisdom of these two dreams, right, is that one, the divisions of the people being magnified. Understanding how it's going to look when this civil war pops off. Understanding that famine comes along with the civil war. That divisions among people are going to be magnified. Also, there's going to be racial divisions most of all. I've had multiple dreams where I've seen that specifically a certain demographic of people continuously pursued another certain demographic of people in the Civil War. Because there's not going to be police officers enforcing any type of law, because there's going to be so much lawlessness, there's going to be a specific group of people that are going to use this opportunity to pursue another group of people. And I have to be honest with you, it's going to be white people pursuing black people. That is what I've seen in multiple dreams. I've seen it in more than 3 dreams where there was always white people using this opportunity, this lawless period, to pursue black people. And I'm not saying all white people. I'm just saying, you know the type of white people I'm talking about. You know the groups of white people I'm talking about. But I'm also stating that Yah is not going to allow them to overcome the righteous. That time period has ended. That time period has ended. So also, you all use this wisdom, this information to be, one, knowledgeable and aware of how things are going to look so that you can share this with your family, regardless of how crazy it may seem. At least you've planted the seed. Also use this information to prepare. How do you prepare physically? How do you prepare spiritually? How do you prepare? This is also meant for you to also know, I already know this was going. When you see a lot of these things happening, when you see certain things happening during this period, you already knew it was going to happen. So your mind is not frazzled. Your mind is not split, cracked, wide open because you're seeing all of this chaos going on and how things are looking. You've already had time to process how it's going to be so that you can already prepare, okay, I already knew this was going to happen in this way. Yah has already revealed that it's going to be this way. So I'm going to end this particular video here, but I'm going to come right back with another video to continue on this Civil War series, where in the next video, I'm going to be talking about EMP attacks and also rape and the eating of flesh and cannibalism during the Civil War. So my name is Nuriya Yasha'Allah. This is the Light of the Lord Prophecy Channel. Until next time, Shalom.
Holy man that was teaching us to love your neighbor. He the bishop of our souls, y'all, we gotta labor. Psalms 102 and 13, it's the time of favor. Messiah got the keys, don't let the devil cage you. No. When it all said and done, no one to be a stranger. No. Like the pot from me, I never knew you get the step. Whoa. It's up to him if he forgive us all these transgressions. Kingdom belong to him. 1,000-year reign that belong to him. It all belong to him. We gon' sing these songs to him. Eyes to the east, that land belong to him.